Hey, what's going on, guys? So today I'm just going over a couple things I picked up with my wife at the antique store. There was no real plan to go to the antiquing or anything like that. There's a bunch of antique stores in my area. I do live kind of in the Poconos. And we happened to be passing on the way home from Thanksgiving to see family. And we decided to stop in. And we got a bunch of stuff. So not everything on the table I got at the antique store. In fact, these two things I already had. I just brought them out to give you reasons why I got other things. And then off to the side here, my wife got a couple things. I don't know much about any of this stuff, but she's been really into old, cookware and dishware and stuff. She got this old Pyrex dish. Comes with a nice little lid here. This is from the 1930s. And she actually cooks with this stuff. She doesn't just collect it or whatever. She's kind of getting into it to have different interesting vintage pieces and antique pieces that we can actually use. So that's a nice little dish for something. And she happened to just get into Fiestaware recently, so she ended up getting a couple of these cups. These are much more modern though, but these were super cheap, like $1 or something. So some Fiestaware cups. In fact, our new plate sets and stuff are all the Fiestaware. I forget what color, it's off-white, or the closest to white anyway. But anyway, so what did I get? First off, I saw this bell. This is the bell I used to have, right? Now, why do I have a bell? I put a bell out for Christmas every year. I actually have I have my advent calendar, which I did a video on before. It's like an old Avon one. I think it's from 1987. And every day, like a dork, in December, I ring a bell and I announce how many days there are until Christmas. Yes, I do that. And no, I don't have any kids. Why do I do it? Because I think it's fun. So whether I'm all alone by myself or my wife's in the other room, I ring the bell and announce the Christmas countdown because I think that's kind of fun. So this is a dollar store bell I got many years ago. You can see a little ball in it. Almost looks like, I don't know, something broken. But super cheap. I mean, it works. Works fine for $1, whatever I paid for it. However, that is being replaced by this bell, which I think is awesome. I happened to see this there. It was, I think, and by the way, one of the reasons we stopped in is because they had all the, Black Friday weekend, signs up and stuff. So everything was like 20% off. Some things I think were half off. I want to say I paid 20 bucks for this, all right, which is super cool. I like the little ornamental brass piece on top. It's just a much bigger, well-made bell. So I thought that was kind of neat. Then the next thing I got was this guy. This was only $2. And this is just an expandable fork, all right, for the Campfire. This wood handle used to be painted red. There's no markings or anything on it. Not sure if, branding, but basically we have probably a 12 to 14 inch reach, right, with our very sharp little prongs for our fork, our 2-prong fork. But it's expandable, right? It's a really simple design. So you just push on the metal part and obviously it expands. So it can be much longer. I didn't actually measure this, but you can see there's the prongs. All right, so this way if you're at the campfire and you're roasting a marshmallow or cooking a hot dog or whatever you're doing, you have a little bit of reach. Just kind of cool. I thought it was a little classier than, the modern ones, the telescope and stuff. For $2, I was sold on it. By the way, I cleaned this stuff up. The bell, I kind of polished. Obviously, it's not super polished up, but I did clean it up completely, as well as got the rust. This was all rusty and stuff. Got the rust off of this guy. If you like this design, I think it's kind of cool. Cabela's sells one just like it for like $7. All right, it's the same style anyway. So I thought it was kind of cool. Interesting design there. So anyway, I got that. Let me go camping and stuff again. Then the last thing I got was this. This is actually the first thing I saw. And as soon as I saw it, I knew exactly what it was, and I wanted it. All right, if we look at the logo here, let that focus for a second. Let me zoom in for you. Makes it a little easier. This is a company that's, I believe, pronounced Shimmer. All right, see on the bottom or the inside of that B is since 1884. Shimmer started as an American leather company, and they became very, very popular. In fact, in the 60s, they got contracts with the post office, so they made all the leather post office bags. Like if you have a city carrier, where they actually park their city truck and they walk around, they have a leather bag with all the mail in it, right? Those were all made by Shimmer. And in the 60s, they also had contracts with the police department, right? So if you saw this in an older video, see it's from the same company, right? This is from the 60s. This is actually a Texan style sap. I want to say this is an 11-inch. And this has a big old hunk of lead in it. You can see this one happens to be marked PD for police department. All right, and this was a police officer sap. So if you don't know what a sap is, you knock someone on the back of the head and they knock out. That's it. They go, I mean, lights out. It's nasty stuff. You can accidentally kill someone with one of these. Probably the reason why cops don't walk around with saps anymore. But very effective, especially in a riot or something like that. So that was a piece of police gear. I thought that was super cool. I got this in trade many, many years ago. I'll always have it. Not looking to sell it or anything. I think it's just a cool little piece of history. But this, some of you guys will recognize, it was just the sheath, by the way, not what's inside. But right away I knew what that was. That was a handcuff holster. All right, so I stuck a black pair of Smith & Wesson handcuffs in there, or excuse me, Schrade handcuffs. All right, so now I have a little holder to go with the handcuffs. So that was kind of cool. It just kind of goes with it. I mean, I love this sap so much. And when I saw this, this was originally, I think, 10 bucks, 20% off. So it was like $8. I mean, this one's not in the best shape in the world. Definitely some cracks in the leather. I wiped this down. I'm going to continue to keep wiping it down to kind of moisten the leather because it was pretty dried out. So this was already cleaned up, believe it or not. It was in pretty rough shape. But yeah, just kind of cool. Again, just a little combo I thought was pretty neat. All right, so these in really good shape. I mean, if you're interested, you can find those all over eBay. Most of them are black, although you can find, you know, some brown leather as well. But these generally go for $15 to $30. If you find a one in really good shape, you might pay 35 bucks or 40 bucks for it that looks brand new. So if that's something that's interesting to you, they're very obtainable and not too expensive. This one says 21 on there. I'm not sure if that was a specific precinct or a certain officer or what that reference is, but I thought that was a cool little match. Right? The Shimmer old 60s police stuff now. So yeah, they do made a ton of holsters. Like I said, they got a contract for holsters. So, you know, if I in the future get a cool revolver, a 60s era revolver, which I already have one, maybe I get a matching holster for that. That'd be kind of cool to have the whole little cop setup, you know. I just think it's neat. Again, it's just history. So that's, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. You know, I love going antiquing, and I didn't get to do any garage sailing or any, like, you know, church sales or anything like that, you know, this past year, actually the past probably 2 years, flea markets and stuff. I love all that stuff. I mean, I have so many hobbies, you guys know. I can go anywhere that there's, I can go to Goodwill and find something that interests me everywhere I go because I have so many interests, right? But, you know, occasionally I pick stuff up. I try not to get stuff, like as much stuff these days, because I think things are fascinating, but I really just don't have any place to put the stuff, you know. This was kind of on a whim. I thought, you know, I got to have it for $8. You know, why not? I already have this, so I store it the same place. No big deal. The bell, again, I wanted the upgraded bell, and I don't mind, you know, camp accessories and stuff. That'll get lots of usage, which I thought was kind of cool. And like I said, even the, you know, the cups and the dish my wife got, we're all going to use it. So that's kind of like an unwritten rule. Like, we can keep buying other people's junk as long as it's something we have a place to put and that we're actually going to use it. You know, I'm trying not to collect things I don't use. Now, knives they're always going to be a little bit of an exception because there's definitely some knives I like and have in my collection that I'll never use. Like old Boy Scout knives and stuff, I just, you know, don't have a need to use them. I have modern knives that just work better. But yeah, I mean, I'm a collector of collections, but I'm trying not to, as I get older and have just less and less room, I'm trying not to collect junk that I'm not going to, you know, look at or touch often or think about often, you know. This is an exception. I'm not going to think about this all the time. I'll probably forget I have it. You know, 6 months, a year, 2 years, whatever, I'll dig it out and go, oh yeah, cool, I remember that. I think some of us are guilty of that. We're just getting stuff because it's cool, but we really don't have a purpose for it. We just like having it. You know, raise your hand if you're one of those people. Probably most of you watching. But anyway, that's all for now. Let me know if you got anything cool at an antique store or garage sale or anything recently. It is winter now, so garage sales are obviously over. But I think next year I'll try to, you know, make time for them again and do some flea markets and stuff because it's just interesting. There's so much history out there. That's what I like about stuff, even old knives. The history that's involved, you know, who held this, who used this. I love that stuff. So anyway, that's all. Hope you guys have a fantastic day. By the way, I don't have to explain it, but we decorated for Christmas. So I have the placemat here, which I may or may not take off the table when I make a video, and obviously the whole tablecloth itself. So there you go. Hope you guys have a good one, and I'll see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Take care.